So what is programming? Why do you need to teach your kid how to program? And the most important question of all, what programming language is best for your kid to learn? Hi. My name is Suliman Al Wahaibi, a placement student from the University of Kent and currently working at BICO as an AI architect and business analyst. If you are watching this video, then I am pretty sure you're searching for all the answers to those questions. Now before we dive into the different types of languages, let's talk about the 21st century. Let's talk about the world that we live in. Let's talk about the world of computing. The concept of computer science had a very big impact on the advance of technology so much that we humans were able to create what we never imagined was possible in the past. That includes current robotics and machinery, 3D printing, AI, media and video games, devices and gadgets including the wireless ones, and much more, including the most important one of them all. All of you should already know what I'm talking about. I am talking about the internet. There have been a lot of theories of creating a futuristic virtual world. But if you really think about it, the internet's already a virtual world itself, including all its websites and web apps. There's social media like TikTok and YouTube, social communities like Facebook, search engines like Google for searching up the most complex things you are asking for. And this is the door to the installation of most applications we are using today. Unless you're using an iOS or an Android, there's a Play Store for that. So coming back to our main topic, everything that I just explained is all thanks to the power and knowledge of programming. So now you might ask, why would I want my child to learn programming? So when it comes to programming, it isn't only about creating applications and websites. When your child is learning how to program, it helps them learn how to think in a certain way. Throughout learning how to program, it helps your child develop problem-solving skills and creativity. And when it comes to programming, the path isn't only set to having a successful career. Your child can be more than just a developer or a software engineer. With the power of programming, your child can open up his own business, create his own PC, create his own social media app or video game. They can even mod other games too. They can also use their programming skills to teach others. They can even hack or defend against hackers. Hold on. Now before you say anything, when I said hacking, I don't mean that your kids are going to abuse their hacking skills in order to commit tax fraud and later being caught by the IRS. That is why the concept of ethical hacking exists. And with all those career paths set, who knows? Your child may be the next Bill Gates. Now moving on to what programming language is best for your child to learn. So when it comes to programming languages, I say there are almost 9,000 languages. But don't worry, I will only introduce you to 5 of the most recommended. So starting off with Python, which is a very recommended language as it is an easy to learn programming language. When it comes to Python syntax, it's very readable and easy to understand as the commands and codes that are written in Python are very similar to the English language. Even an easy language like Python has been involved in many projects. That includes robotics, AI, data science, and my personal favorite, video games. Please don't judge me. And due to Python's popularity, many educational resources can be found online. I recommend that you watch the video that I'm currently putting on screen, hoping that the publisher would put the links in the description. Next coming up is the Ruby programming language, which is a very flexible language and with the most readable syntax. The code and syntax in the Ruby programming language is pretty self-explanatory, which requires minimal to no explanation at all, which happens to be a very important factor for people who are still in their beginning stages of programming. And just like Python, Ruby is pretty much simple and yet it can be used for pretty big projects. With Ruby you can create games, you can create apps, and it was originally used to create Twitter. That can be a very good motivational factor to learn the language. So next up comes in Java, which personally happens to be my first programming experience. So Java might be a bit more of a challenge compared to Python and Ruby. However, it serves as a good foundation to learning other programming languages, therefore helping your child lead to a path of success. I mean, look at me. Learning how to code Java has set me up to an easier successful path. And a little fun fact, Java has been around over 2 decades, so we would be expecting a lot of resources to be available online. Next up is C++, which is quite similar to Java, except that Java provides more functionality, which helps kids create more robust programs. Now when it comes to learning C++, that is a very big obstacle. It can look a bit like math and throw kids off the subject of programming. However, that level of difficulty is quite rewarding, as C++ can open many doors to the world of programming compared to Python, Ruby, and Java. And a little fun fact, a lot of people who started with C or C++ have become the most successful programmers. Now the last programming language that I want to talk about is Scratch. Now Scratch might differ a lot from the other programming languages so far, but I assure you that Scratch is a programming language specifically made for kids who are into interactive games, stories, animations, and art. Now Scratch is simple and easy to learn, making it a very good first choice for your kid to learn the fundamentals of programming. And not only can it be taught online for free, but it also includes a global interactive community allowing kids to share their code. So as you can see from my change of clothing, I'm currently recording in another day. So basically something happened to my laptop as I was recording and it broke down, and I'm currently using a new laptop for recording, but we're not here to talk about my personal issues right now. So as I was saying, Scratch is basically made for kids to learn the concepts of programming. However, if I would give Scratch a disadvantage, it's basically that Scratch is only meant for teaching the concepts of programming. Neither can it help you create applications, nor can it help you get a job career. So I would suggest that it's best for your kid to learn the programming concepts from the drag and drop from Scratch, and then move on to the programming text-based languages like Python, Ruby, Java. It's basically the ones that I already explained to you. Okay, so now we know some of the programming languages that are best for the kids to learn. And as you can see, many of those languages have its similarities, differences, ups and downs. But as to which programming language is the best for your kid to learn, it depends on the type of learning environment you want to set them up for. The difficulty of each language is directly proportional to the benefits your kids gain from it. No path is right or wrong or better than the other, so no worries there. And I really hope that helps you decide your child's future with programming. So thank you very much for watching. Again, I am Suliman Al Wahaibi, and this is Bikal UK. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next upcoming video.